Hey guys, SeanB. Today I want to show you guys this new R5 team that I just discovered because a viewer sent me an email with a very similar team that feature Katarina, Jamire, Shizuka, and 3 units that kind of die in the very first turn, and it will do massive damage to the boss, actually even stronger than the Beleaguer team in the middle. And it is extremely easy to build if you have the unit. I know it's not very free to play friendly because we're using 2 nat5 that you just can't get for free, but if you have them, you can build this team very easily, and it is extremely good. And I've been using it for the past 2 days and it hasn't failed me yet. The runtime is anywhere from 30 to 36 seconds, so that is very good. Is it better than the team that I've been using before with the Water Weapon Master and other damage dealer, the scale with debuff? It is kind of the same, but the team with the Weapon Master and many other damage dealer is a little bit harder to build because it requires you to have many damage dealing set. But this team in particular, I only have 1 good rune set on Katarina, and the rest of them are using pretty much filler runes and extremely easy to build. First, let's talk about runes on each unit. For this one, only Katarina is using this rage build, which means I can use all the runes I've been using on the other team on somebody else, and I only have to focus 1 good rune set on Katarina. So rage whale, attack, crit damage, and attack. Shizuka has 1 whale set because I don't want to get slow debuff from the boss, and that is more than enough. This rune is for speed tuning purposes, but 2 wheel runes and it's good enough. As long as you can survive the first attack from the boss, 2 wheel runes are more than enough, and you don't need skill up for this, so you have a spare Shizuka, then you can use her for this team. Shizuka is in the team to buff attack power and invincibility for Katarina, so that Katarina will always use her skill 3 that will deal massive damage. So how does she get the attack buff? First, we have Erwin. When this guy gets attacked, he will gain attack buff, and then he will die, and it's all good. So the only thing you need on him is the will set, and you can put trash fight rune on him to give Katarina more damage. The water robo also serves a very similar function. He will die and then come back to life with invincibility. If you don't have this guy, if you don't have the water robo, you can also use this guy because he also come back with invincibility. Why am I using the water robo instead of the water joker? This guy, when he comes back to life and when he actually take a turn, the turn is like a split second. It's really fast because he doesn't actually do anything with the turn, but the Joker will either attack or bomb the enemy, so that will waste time as well. Lastly, we have the Wind Horrors with all fight runes. Doesn't have to be any real fight rune, trash fight runes are fine. He will be there to provide the fight rune to Katarina, and then he will die in the first attack as well. But why is he there? Shizuka AI is very good but not perfect. She always used this on this. And when you have the Wind Horrors on the team in that particular position, which I think is the most left position on the field for this team, she will always revive him. Doesn't matter, okay? Because Erwin will die, but I've never seen her revive Erwin ever. So she will always revive the Horus. And Horus also has perfect AI to always use the Marching Shout. And he will always boost the unit with the least amount of attack bar. So Shizuka will take a turn, revive him, and then because Shizuka just took that turn, she will now have 0 attack bar. So the Horus will always boost her attack bar, and after that she has no other option than using skill 3. Lastly, we have Jamire also on fight runes and will rune because we don't want a slow debuff on Jamire to mess up the speed tuning. And he's there to perform the cleanse, and he will always do it after everyone used their skill. So this team has pretty much 0 flaw, 0 hole in there. They will always perform what I want them to do. And also there's a reason for her to be on the front line having little rune is because after the boss jump, I noticed if I don't put a slow debuff on the boss, it will manage to attack me once. And that is a good thing because if it attacks the front line, it will ignore invincibility effect. So Shizuka will die and not take a turn before Katarina once again, according to the natural turn order. So that's why I don't have any runes on Shizuka, so that if the boss happen to attack the front line, it will reduce the runtime by 1 or 2 seconds. So 1 second here, 1 second there can really add up, and then your run can go from 40-second average to like 32-second average. The original team from the person who sent it to me has Theomas in the front for the attack buff, because when a boss attack a level 1 Theomas, I don't have a level 1 Theomas, you probably don't as well, then the Theomas will have attack buff with the passive But because Diomas will be alive after the attack, and with invincibility, he will not die. So he will take one turn, and that will be wasting 1 or 2 seconds. So I changed it to Erwin, and now we don't have to worry about that one extra turn. And because Erwin can also provide a crit leader skill, if you don't want to use Hua on this side and you want to put in, let's say, Douglas for the attack leader skill, you can also do that. And you just have to change the crit rate build on all the unit by a little bit, and you have a very good team. I like Hua because Hua can do good damage and reduce the boss attack bar, which is valuable for the left team to be consistent. But then there's a small problem. When the Horus boosts the Shizuka turn with his skill, then the animation of the right team will take longer. So that's where having a faster Dagora than Jensen is very important, because Dagora will take one turn before Jensen revive the team in the middle to buy some time for the right team to finish up with the Katarina attack. Also, for me personally, I like Laura in the middle team the most instead of using the Dark Werewolf or the Fire Chakram Dancer for the defense break, because she pushed back the boss attack bar, and that gave a lot more stability for the middle team, because if you don't push back the boss attack bar, you'll be attacking the middle team if anything fail in between. But with Lauren, that chance reduced by a little bit, and the boss will not be attacking the middle team as early, and you might be able to do damage with Beleaguer again, just in case something go funky with the team. Who knows, right? There's another option of not using the Gora at all, but use Ayunu for the middle team. This guy has much longer animation because he has to perform an attack with the revive, and then he will perform a natural turn after he revives. So the middle team will take longer, but it also means that the entire run will take a little bit longer. But it is definitely safer, and your team will also do more damage because of the branding coming from Ayunu. Of course, just put Will Rune and random fight runes on and you should be good to go. There's also another option of using Lauren for the attack leader skill and Erwin for the crit rate leader skill, and you can put another damage dealer like Shina in the middle team for defense break and damage purpose. But I personally don't like this option because I think Hua with the recent buff can do massive damage for the team. So this is definitely not a very good setup here, because I really like Lauren in the middle and Hua providing the damage. Unless in the future they buff Shina to have common attack leader skill, then you can use her attack leader skill, then that change everything, you know? And what about making it a bit more approachable? What if you don't have Jamire? You need to have Shizuka. I don't think there's another option, because all the invincibility buffer have terrible AI. But if you don't have Jamire, can you do something about it? The most free-to-play replacement I can think of is definitely going to be Elsharian. He'll be there to deal damage after the boss jump. And with the passive, he can utilize the buff from Shizuka to provide himself with more damage, and the speed buff coming out from this unit can really help Elsharian to do damage as well. It is a decent replacement for Jamire, but the run time will be slower because after the jump without the Katarina big damage, the run will be a little bit longer. But if you don't have Jamire, this is something that you can definitely do to give the right team more damage, and you can still utilize all the setup that we have done before for the right team. Or if you have any of the 5-star common attack leader skill like Douglas or the water weapon master, you can definitely give them a try as well, because they provide a relevant leader skill and they do decent damage. So that's my new team. What kind of improvement can you make to this team? Let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to see more theory crafting. And big shout out to the person who sent me the email about this team. I was blown away. Great team. And there are still people out here trying to make new team, make new fun team. And that is very, very awesome. That's what I want to see in Summon as well. It's great theory crafting. And I even made the team better, so I feel kind of good about it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.